Welcome, dear friends. In an insane world ruled by insane pedo people. Well, the poor Jeffrey Epstein. Now they blame it all on him, blame it on his clients. Those up there, the so-called high society. I know most of them by own experience, but I was not Jeffrey. If you don't take all that with humor, you may as well give yourself a shot. Glory to the book of light, dear friends. Glory. Look at it. Look at it. There you go. This is the day of truth. You heard that of many so-called gurus. I'm not a guru. But you are the guru. You. Grow up. Grow up. Make your own decisions. Let me see first if we can you hear me correctly? Lanu. Lanu. Let's wait and see. Okay, let's see. Well, that's better, I think. Can you hear me correctly? Say yes, please. Glory to the book of life. Oh, thank you, Tjaktina. Glory to you. To me too. Oh my God. Don't forget it. Thank you. Dear friends, today it is the first time that somebody may not tell you that's how it was, but may tell you tell me how it was. How did it happen? You tell me. We have the World Trade Center is from 73, I think 1973 to 2001. Let's get right into it. Who was the owner or the rebuilder also of the World Trade Center? Let's face it, dear friends, let's face it. When I say owner, I talk about the billionaire developer. He rebuilt the World Trade Center to heal New York after 9/11. When that problem happened, he was not in the center. Neither was any Israeli person, and I'm of Jewish, I'm half Jewish myself. Nobody was in the center. Nobody was in the center. Now they say, well, he didn't own it. The Port Authority of New York and New Jersey owned it, owned the land on which the World Trade Center stood. And so it was the original owner of the complex. Well, we can talk in Spain, we call it escritura and so forth. But however, in 2001, Larry Silverstein, and this is no conspiracy, these are facts. You will rule by these facts who did it. Larry Silverstein Company, Silverstein Properties, signed a 99-year lease for the towers, a lease, making him the operator of the World Trade Center towers. Just weeks before the September 11 attacks. September 11, of which our Minister of Foreign Affairs, Professor Dr. Baerbock, said it happened in the 9th of November, because she does not. She's Minister of Foreign Affairs. She should know about English language. That the Americans put the months first and then the day. That's fine. Otherwise, if you don't take this world with humor, you may as well give yourself a shot in the brain. So, Silverstein's properties. They signed a contract shortly before the September 11 attacks. Yeah? We should be aware of that. I just present facts. Just facts. In July 2001, he signed the contract. He himself was responsible for the rebuilding efforts after 9/11. Did he know about it? He made billions. At that day, he was not in the building when it happened. He made a fortune of $1.4 billion by rebuilding World Trade Center. Did he bomb it? Did he cause it? Did he say, let's destroy the property and then I build it up? It reminds me to Mr. Cheney, who said, that's what they say, to the most stupid face in politics, George Bush. No, it's just a joke. Who said, you know what? Bomb Saddam Hussein, who was the employee of George Bush, by the way, of CIA. Bomb it, and I come and build it up. Let's make a contract. And that's how they did it. Cheney built up all Iraq. The billionaire developer. He's a self-made developer. Larry Silverstein. He built a legacy on rebuilding the World Trade Center complex after the 9/11 attacks in 2001. And he made a fortune of $1.4 billion. Now the question is, dear friends, let's stick with that thing. He paid $3.25 billion. He paid for the World Trade Center $3.25 billion, $3.25 billion. Listen, you cannot Google that, but I tell you. And he completed the largest real estate transaction in New York. Did Trump know about it? We come to that. And he signed a 99-year lease on the 10.6 million square foot, 10.6 million square foot World Trade Center for $3.25 billion. Only to see it. Oh my God. How did it happen? I have nothing to do with it. Only to see it destroyed in terrorist attacks 6 weeks later on September 11, 2001. Normally, listen, this is inside knowledge. And I claim it happened. Whatever I say here, it happened. But you must make the final decision. Larry Silverstein, I spoke with the secretary in Brentwood, was my neighbor. He always eat breakfast in the Twin Towers each day, only not this day. Oh, was he not hungry? He was scheduled to be in the restaurant on the morning of the attacks. In the restaurant, you decide now by what I say if it was an inside job or not. You decide. Whatever I said until now is true. Just two facts. Silverstein had held breakfast meetings in windows on the world with tenants. And he was scheduled to be in the restaurant on the morning of the attack. I predicted it, by the way. Glory to the book of light, book of books and savior of mankind. That, by the way. I predicted it in 2000. Listen to my song, The Day the World Stood Still. On YouTube, Christian Anders. Some of it they blocked. It was a big hit in Germany. Nobody spoke about it. Okay. Why didn't he go to work? On September 11th, we stick with that like yeah, I know. Why didn't he go to work? He deviated from the schedule. For one of the few times in years. He chose to accompany his wife to a dermatologist appointment instead of heading to work. Okay, wonderful. He avoided being in the towers when they were struck by hijacked planes and later collapsed. Struck by hijacked planes? Ooh. Please, listen. And I say it to the fool Bush. I have compassion with him. He's just a fool. I can say that. But don't insult my intelligence. Please don't insult my intelligence. I don't like that. I don't like that. Larry Silverstein. You want to see his picture? It was the only day he missed. Silverstein. I don't have the picture right now. Let's see it. Yeah, here maybe. So, okay, I show it to you. They say he looks like a crook. I'm Jewish, of Jewish heritage too. They say he looks like a crook. Look at his picture. Here. They say he looks like a crook. You tell me. You tell me. Krista, you know English? I'm speaking now to the American people. Can't believe it. They insult our intelligence. These corrupt pedophiles insult my intelligence? I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. I don't agree. I don't agree. Larry Silverstein was the leaseholder of the World Trade Center. He kept an almost unbroken habit. I spoke with the secretary in Brentwood. I was neighbor of O.J. Simpson. I had to be in court because I saw his van going there to killing his wife. My wife then saw the corpse of the wife of O.J. Simpson right in front of our house laying on the... Yeah, come on, let's forget it. This Larry Silverstein, let's face on him. Let's focus on him. On September 11th, 2001, the owner of the whole building, every morning he was there. He deviated from the schedule for the first time in years. Oh, Larry, baby. And that placed him outside Lower Manhattan. You know Lower Manhattan? During the deadliest terrorist attack in U.S. history. Who are the terrorists? Who? Is he the terrorist? Look at him. And his absence has been recounted as one of the most haunting personal footnotes at 911. A circumstance that they write spared a life while thousands of others were lost. None of these others were of Jewish heritage. At this day, none of our Jewish friends were there. And that's a fact. You make your conclusions. Are you there with me? Can you hear me? And see me? Larry Silverstein. Larry Silverstein. Let's not jump to some other conclusions. Oh, there were no planes in the... I come to that. It's a KI job or AI job. There were no planes. It was a video game. Okay. Was it a video game? But this is not video game that I'm talking about. This is fact. Two facts. I'm of Jewish heritage. Listen. No Jew was in the World Trade Center at that time. No Israeli, no... And of course, he also not. And it made boom. How did it make boom? But let's first stick with the facts. How comes? Thank you, Larry Silverstein. And I don't leave that. Oh, okay, Larry Silverstein, wonderful man. No. If you have a problem with your car and you see that the oil is leaving, you go there and not to the steering wheel. You fix it first. If I want first to have an answer, I want to have, it's like these Christians here with you. You say God is immortal and all-knowing. Then he's responsible. No, he left us free will. No, we have no free will. If he knew how we would choose, then we have no free will. God, glory to the Book of Life. Listen, I will show you. I will bring to you the glorious knowledge about how you can get out of this without suicide. How you understand this insane world ruled by pedophiles, and how you can get out of it. Get this little book. I don't take money from my books. I'm not permitted to take any money from my book. The Book of Light itself is $3,000 per book. I sold 66. Oh, 666. I don't take money. It was dictated to me. Get this. Divine message from the true God Nirvana. And you will be saved from the insanity of this pedophile world ruled by pedophile rulers. And don't blame it all on Epstein. Hey, no demand, no offer. He just fulfilled the desires, they say, even of the Pope who was there, Pope Paul. Pictures. Okay, the highest rulers of the world were in his Lolita Island with the children between 10 and 13. So now you. Lanu David Molecule. Good friend of Netanyahu, who is searched by a warrant, prison warrant. Okay, now let's not switch too quickly from this wonderful person, Larry Silverstein. Let's not leave him too early. Is that how an honest person looks? I mean, I'm not me too, I'm not the most beautiful in the world. But look at this man. Look at this man. and tell me what you think about it. And I'm of Jewish heritage. My father was Jew. My father was consul of Sardinia. My real name is Antonio Augusto Di Nicolo. Yeah. And I predicted 911 in this book in 2000. You see the helicopter there? Yes, there was a helicopter. Were there planes? Today, you are called upon to reveal if that is the truth or not. He is scary, Leonard David Molecule, right? He is scary. Excuse me. Maybe I'm scary too. Oh my God, I'm scary. But I think he looks scarier. He looks scarier. I'm sorry to say that. Oh. Now there's Trump said, by the way, there was no attack on the World Trade Center. He said that. January 25. Shows a video clip of the former president. Said there was no attack. Ooh. There was no attack on the Twin Towers, said Trump. They say, oh no, he didn't say it. Well, he said we want to stop terror from coming into our country. And maybe the terror is already in your country, baby. And if you wouldn't have concentrated too much on Epstein, whom now everybody blames, then you may have done more good things for the population. Dear friends, I hesitate. This was since 32 in 2000 and 611. The Germans think 611 is Sechster is 6th of November. 6th of November, they think, the Germans. That's okay, but if our foreign ministry, Professor Doctor, she had the three doctors here, Baerbock, who stumbles through her life, she said, no, it happened on the 9th of November. Compared it to Hitler and to the 9th of November of the wall and so forth. Okay, it's okay. No, it's okay. And what should the little boy and girl say who go to school? Say, well, she's an idiot? Must I be an idiot like her to become minister and politician successful? Okay. It is, terrorists, they say. And today you are called upon. You have to make the decision. They hijacked four commercial airplanes in a coordinated attack that killed 3,000 people or something like that in New York, Washington, D.C., Pennsylvania on September 2 in 2001. There was another attack. I wrote something in the original Book of Light, English, that my publisher said, we cannot bring that. Okay. 66 of you know already what happened, but I want your decision. Now, listen, Congress is now considering a bill that would criminalize questioning 911. Oh, you doubt 911, you go to jail. Well, Trump said there was no attack. Okay. Image shows George Bush meeting with Osama bin Laden. Did they plan it? Did they fool Bush? I mean, that guy would not be even, they say, no, I say, that guy they wouldn't even take to clean the toilet. He's too stupid. Doesn't matter. He was born into that hierarchy and he will pay with his karma. And this whole degenerate race, they say, I don't say it. We must, my dear friends, if the world is sleeping, we must sometimes be a little bit, hey, can you listen to me? Wait a moment. I must change with Audacity because I have here my control. There you go. Can you hear me, my beloved friends? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you feel me? Can you touch me? Can you? Guardian, I'm not an information center. Or as a German said, I'm not an Auskunftei. I just present to you, you make your decision. They say now a guide dog rescued 976 people from the Twin Towers. Yeah, what? Are they all dead or not? They say actor James Woods warned the FBI. You know of Harrelson, who that is? They say his father shot Kennedy. Okay. Actor James Woods warned the FBI about the September 11 attack a month ahead of time. It's a video on it. Oh, it's all a fake, yes. And now comes something, dear friends. Now it's up to you to decide. These are all facts. You make with them what you want. But the time is it's enough now. It's enough. I don't want any more of being in an insane world ruled by pedophiles who claim then Epstein that he had seduced them. Oh, yeah, really? You just fulfilled your desires, be it Trump or others. You like the little girls and boys? Well, then pay the price. Now listen to that. Sorry, the fool Lanu. Can you still hear me? Sound is good? Guardian, you can't find most of what I say here. Okay, thanks. Now comes 911 on 911. BBC reported building collapse 26 minutes before it happened. So it was a pre-rigged demolition. How do they argue? How does BBC answer that? They reported the collapse 26 minutes early. You know what they explain? I mean, they insult our intelligence. They say, well, the collapse of Building 7 was not planned or intentional. BBC reported the collapse based on incorrect information from Reuters. That was later corrected, you're sure. And in heaven is, im Himmel ist Jahrmarkt, we say in Germany. That's how they argue. BBC reported the building collapsed 26 minutes earlier. Do you want to insult my intelligence or what? That's a fact. That's a fact. This is like George Bush always said. This guy, he said he was pilot and everything. He was never anything. It's a fact. It's a fact. No wonder his mother was an alcoholic. And then they say, now it's up to you to make up your mind. The media on 911, they say trade centers, building collapses were controlled demolition. Controlled demolition. There are clips on broadcast journalists saying the collapse visually resembled building implosions. None of the reports identified the cause of the building collapses as controlled demolitions. So it's an inside job, literally. The explosion happened inside the building. They say Bush did 911. This guy is too stupid to do anything. He can't do 911. They say, I don't say that Bush is stupid. Just look at his face, then you know what he is. Poor guy. I feel sorry for the karma that awaits him. Well, now we come to the KI video. Maybe it was just a fake. Today, video audio is our super salient media. I saw it on television. It must be true. It's not an unguided unmalleability, a statement akin to a witness. Video, audio, and then KI now, which happened long ago. KI happened long ago. Even at that time, you can show planes crashing in there. What we witness in phones, computers, and similar devices is a powerful force. Conspiracy that rely on video and their immediate interpretation are unusually powerful. Is every conspiracy not a conspiracy? What was with this criminal, they say, George Bush, who said in Iraq, they told him, and I knew the girl, he was my neighbor, who said, she was the daughter of an Arabian diplomat. She said, in Iraq, babies are taken from incubators. And Bush said, that was his face. And that made the Americans, the stupid Americans, go to war. Have you ever won a war? The Americans have lived with you 10 years. You never won a war. Not even the Second World War. You lost in Afghanistan. You lost in Vietnam. Okay. Now I have a little aggression in me. Sorry. We live in a video surveillance society with video cameras everywhere. And there can be corruption in that. And we live in a hierarchical information system where a few controlled substantial claims that are provided to billions of human beings as facts. They can take my talk here and change it, where I then say myself, what I told you is not true. They can do that. And they say, he said, what I told you is not true. Sure. Compliance is a mandatory and a cover story. And we have to be careful, dear friends. How can I go deep without going deeper? It's just too detailed, and we have to watch out, and we have to think of this guy. He's a Landsmann, as I say. This guy. Look at him. You want to tell me that's an honest person? Look at me. Am I lying? I'm not the most beautiful in the world. Although they say when I smile, I am. Then you don't see my 80 years. Let's stick with the problem. To this they say we are not part of a conspiracy. Nobody told us what to say or to do on September 11th. We didn't get told in advance that buildings were going to fall down. BBC that, but it's not true. They said it before. And that's their answer in the chaos and confusion of the day. I'm sure we said things which turned out to be untrue or inaccurate. You said that you spoke about the impact before it happened. Do you want to insult my intelligence? There was a reporter, Jane Stanley, in New York on the day of the attacks. And she doesn't remember minute by minute what she said or did. Oh, really? They say we no longer have the original tapes of 911 coverage. Well, why don't you? They say we have the tapes of the sister channel, News 24. But they don't help to clear the issue because you were lying, because you knew. They say if we report that the building had collapsed before it had done so, it would have been an error. No more than that. Oh, really? It would have been just an error? No, it would have been that you knew. You had that error of revealing it. That's right. Are you part of the crime? Are you part of the crime, BBC? Are you part of the crime? I just got an email. Moment, please. No, I cannot answer. Is BBC Jewish? I'm Jewish. I am Jewish. The original 9 board members of BBC were Godfrey Isaac. He died in 1925. So he was the brother of Rufus Isaacs. Stella was appointed to vice chairman of the BBC. And there were many Jewish artists' performances broadcast during the first 3 decades. Cohen, Solomon, Hess, Sharer, Moiselevich, Leonard Isaacs, Tertis, Arthur Benjamin, Dashkin, Anselm, all Jewish artists. Is BBC Israeli, Jewish? Did they know about it? And that's what they said intentionally. Oh, it was an attack. Oh, they said it before. We have to think about that. The BBC was always very proud of the foreign language services to overseas audiences. The extension of its services to the Arabic world was the first broadcast service to the world in any language other than English. Should we dig deeper into BBC to see if they were involved? My God, what do you want with your emails? And still they were asking BBC, why did you say the attack happened before it happened? Don't let them off the hook. Don't let them off the hook. They say, well, it was Justin Ross wrote it, the reporter. It was no conspiracy on our part. If there was no conspiracy on your part, then tell the public who told BBC News that WTC 7 fell, the World Trade Center structure, before it actually happened. Explain us. See, we have these three nails, the nails that hit into the truth. The owner, the leaser of World Trade Center, made 2.7 billion by rebuilding it. And he was not there at breakfast at that day. And no Jewish person was there. I'm a Jewish person. So has BBC been busted? Is this karma? Are they accomplices to the crime of the communist-style propaganda piece? Has BBC lost all credibility because they knew what would happen? And they wanted to be the first, the reporter and journalists always want to be the first. It's like people, when I lived in LA, there was fires, big fires. One of the fire workers said, I did it. So what is human? Is anybody accusing the BBC of part of this? Was the entire thing and were nobody in the planes? My publisher said we cannot publish that. This must remain in the English Book of Life. Do what you want. The BBC said we didn't get told in advance that buildings were going to fall down. You never heard about that. We didn't receive press releases or scripts in advance of events happening. Why then did you report it? Why did you name it? Oh, the World Trade Center fell down and there was still some 1 hour before it happened. Do you want to insult my intelligence and the intelligence of Myla News? And then they said, there you go. If we report that the building had collapsed before it had done so, it would have been an error. That's no error. You nut. That's no error. That is a, how can you say? You unconsciously revealed the truth. WTC 7 stood for hours. And for someone to put out of information that it would come down within 20 minutes is a little suspicious, don't you think? Not to mention of the third building in history collapsed due to fire, the first two being WTC 1 and 2. And they say we lost the tapes. BBC is owned by Israel. I am Jewish too. They argue, people with other opinion argued, you lost the tapes? You lost the tapes of that? Of one of the most important events in US history? Really? How long do you want to insult my intelligence? The citizens of the UK should all stop paying their TV tax. And this is the BBC is the most ridiculous and irresponsible, corrupt thing I ever heard of. I've ever heard of. Because listen, American broadcasters keep all footage in controlled rooms. Your anchor clearly states that WTC-7 has collapsed while it still is in the shot. Just admit it. You knew about it. Your owners knew about it. That is what happened, and you wanted to be the first, like all reporters want to be the first. Hey, this reminds me of a situation. There were some report. Listen, you can learn some. Some reporters commit the crime to be the first at the place of the crime. Happened several times on other locations. Oh yeah, they take a stone, throw it in the window, and run away. And from the passage, oh, there is somebody has thrown a stone in the window. I was the first to reveal it. They put it on the newspaper and say, hey, you have a headline. That's how you did it. Now I say clearly, that's how you did it. So we have these 3 points. Silverstein owned leasing the building. He was not at breakfast when it happened, like he was every day, actually. And the rebuilding made his family rich, $2.7 billion. If there was no conspiracy on your part, BBC, I stick with BBC. Listen, we don't talk with airplanes, video, and this and that. This is also something, but let's stick first with the facts that make you able to respond to this. If there was no conspiracy on your part, BBC, then tell us how, hit with the nail, with the hammer on the nail, how WTC-7 fell down before it actually happened. The video you're looking for will show the building before collapse, with your reporter telling the public it had already collapsed. Collapsed. I repeat, you insulters of my intelligence. If there was no conspiracy on your part, then tell us who told BBC News that WTC-7 fell down before it actually happened. The video you're looking for will show the building before collapse, with your reporter telling the public it had already collapsed. What do you think? How stupid am I and Amaila News? Glory to the Book of Light. Wait a minute. We have to bring a link. Glory to the Book of Light. There you go. Boing. Krista, I don't have to skip on nothing. If you don't like it, go. If you don't like it, go. I just revealed for German and American people what happens. So, or were you not willingly part of a conspiracy, then you were just fed information off a wire and repeated it. But the BBC would not be let in on such a plot. No way, Jose. You were simply used as pawns, mouthpieces. And the evidence of this is in the lost footage. And you're busted again. And how, hey, what does BBC say to that? We no longer have the original tapes of our 911 coverage. For reasons of cock-up, not of conspiracy. Sure, here in heaven is Jahrmarkt, we say. How convenient, I repeat. So of course, when you do get hold of the footage, you can say, well, this is not original footage. It's not reliable. You're owned by people of my heritage. And incidentally, as much as you'd like people to think otherwise, conspiracy is not a dirty word. Not every conspiracy is one. Think at the fool George Bush, who said there were babies taken off the incubator in Iraq, and the foolish American people went to war. Said, yeah, we're going to go to war. Yeah. Later, I know the girl who said that on TV. Later, she said, my father told me to say so. There were no babies took off incubators. We are living in an insane world ruled by insane pedophiles. So it's remarkable that the BBC believed the building was to collapse in an unprecedented way, and the idea that there was advanced knowledge of the collapse doesn't fit well with the official story. The clicks are all over the net. Some of them are not erased. They say, well, only 3 buildings in history have collapsed from fire, and our reporter happened to predict one's collapse 15 minutes before it happened. No, you predicted the main thing. And mysteriously, her live feed was cut just before the actual collapse. Oh my God! They say the building is about to collapse and it's still standing? No, that was not the case there. Building was standing. I'm still standing. Three buildings in history collapse like that, and she makes a mistake predicting one right before it happens. Come on. The police would call that prior knowledge of a crime. If I went to the police and I reported a crime before it happened, I don't think they would take, oops, it was a mistake as an excuse. No, they would say, you knew about the crime and you are involved in it. And they say BBC was involved in it because the people who own it are, okay. If the BBC does not have to be part of the conspiracy to have been given advance information, to have been released too soon in error, the 40C story of Solomon Brothers building close to the World Trade Center also collapsed. What credibility is there? So the footage had been lost? Oh, how convenient. Yeah, Mali, I know I bore you. Because it forces you to make the decision. Was it a scam? Was it done by Arabs or Jews or whatever? You have to say. You decided. You never heard such a comment on the World Trade Center problem. I mean, to report that the building had collapsed before it had done so, would be an odd sort of error, wouldn't it? It's a bit like the Lord Mayor's trousers have fallen down before they did so. And they say, well, we didn't get told in advance that buildings were going to fall down. Yes, you were told. The reporter said that the building had collapsed 20 minutes before it collapsed. Was it a guess? A premonition? A premonition? You lost the footage? I know I bore you because we could go on and on and on. We could go on and on and on, dear friends. I have an email moment, please. I must answer that. Oh God, no. And listen to my song. They asked me where's the song. Day the world stood still. Okay, I give you the link again. Let's see if they didn't block that again. They erased the. Who knows? It's there. Day the world stood still. How they hated me for that song. How they hated me. Look, listen to it. Listen to this. I'm back with you in a moment. I just have to answer an important email. Listen, when I laugh, I look like 20, no? They envy me for that. When I look serious, ego trip. Soon, everything will explode, and not only because the core of the earth is turning in another way and all that nonsense. No. So I have to take a look at my email. Okay. What do they want of me? Well, hey, am I boring you? Why don't you go away? I don't need you. I don't need you. I don't need your money. I don't need you to buy the books. I don't get money from the books. I was homeless under the bridge in Los Angeles, Santa Monica Boulevard, in front of Patrick's Roadhouse, where I sat with Arnold Schwarzenegger came to me. Oh, there is a Landsman. I said, go away. Oh, he's a nice guy. Come on. What is with this bodybuilding? He had 3 heart attacks or 3 stents. And But this is also, I'm 80 years old. Also, that will be soon over. Believe me. No, I have to answer that. Wait a moment. So, now we come. Well, he asked me that. My God. We live in an insane world ruled by pedophiles. Don't blame Epstein. He just served to the desire of the people. Even they say the Pope was there, Pope Paul. Why do people insist on maintaining that the planes of 911 were real airliners when the videos clearly show, now I present you now just a statement. It's up to you if you say, hey, this is the first video in the world that makes you responsible for World Trade Center catastrophe. Because you can find the answer now by my words. And if you don't react accordingly, it's your problem. Why do people insist on maintaining that the planes of 911 were real airliners? The videos clearly show that there were CGI images inserted into video seen only on TV. Oh, what is that? Listen. After seeing the first plane hit, I was in my home. And then I saw, and I said, oh my God, I predicted it. I predicted it. Do you see any planes? Do you see any planes? The helicopter, there was there too, yes. Somebody said to me that he, and I knew him, he was from the FDNY he had a uniform, he had it down to the EMS station. He drove an ambulance. He loaded it with extra equipment of about 15 extra personnel to ground zero. You know why it's ground zero? I don't have to repeat myself. Do you know why it's ground zero? Because that has to do with the atomic bomb reaction on the ground. Okay. He said, this guy whom I spoke also with, he can honestly say that what we drove into was 100 times worse than what you saw on TV. Worse. What can be worse? He said, I didn't make it back home for 2 days. The bodies were real, the debris and the dust were real. The smell of burning flesh was there all over. Broken parts from the planes were real, he said. I didn't treat any live victims, he said, because there were none. For 2 weeks, I worked on dead bodies, burying bodies, so that the people could have something of their loved ones. Why do people insist on maintaining that the planes were real airliners? I spoke with one who once attended a social gathering at an uncle's house in Brooklyn, to November 2001. He told us about his niece and the husband. They were both worked on the WTC and who were both lost on that day. He went to their apartment, collect their belongings. If we discount those victims and many others, it's very hurtful. They were real people on the plane, on the ground, the first responders, and blah, blah. I have sometimes emails coming in. There were some who say no CGI was used. You know, this is a computer general images. Mhm. I have a professor of finance of University of Maryland, College Park, say, yeah, there were truly planes. I heard the first one hit World Trade Center. You heard it? Because I was in the lobby World Trade 3 having breakfast. In the lobby, in the boardroom. I heard a loud boom. He said, and I saw the chandelier shake. What can I say? Yeah. You must make up your own mind. Was it a video game or not? And I see here in my email some responses of you. Well, I can answer that. I cannot answer that now. And they say that the videos that show no planes were altered. They say the two viral videos have been altered on the planes, and the planes in the original footage has been digitally removed. How about then that happened before? And they say, according to the live broadcast of CNN, what is this BBC? We saw right now they were lying. They were taken by witnesses of the incident. The planes that crashed into the building shown in the original footage of 911 have been digitally removed or digitally added. And they say that the videos appear to be live videos. In both videos, the building suddenly exploded with thick smoke billowing into the air. But Book of Light teaches also the explosions happen from inside. My editor my publisher was hesitating to reveal that, and other things. So you have to see it in the English original. Now we have a 1 minute 51 second mark of the YouTube videos show the same scenes as in video 1. Moreover, the same flock of birds can be seen flying at the 1 minute and 57 second mark. Therefore, both videos show the same incident. The YouTube videos show a building exploding with thick smoke coming out after the plane crash. However, in video 1, there was not even a single plane. The building suddenly exploded and turned to big, thick black smoke because the explosions were from inside, they say. They say it's a hoax. Well, in order to find out whether a plane hit the South Tower of the WTC on December 11, 2001, there's a HKBU fact check searched for relevant media reports. And they say in the CNN and YouTube video shows that planes hit from different towers. What does this say? My prediction 1 year before. You see no planes. You see a helicopter. Helicopter crashes in the tower. We have Stanley Premath, Fuji Bank, South Tower, 81st floor, 81st floor. He was watching toward the direction of the Statue of Liberty, and something caught my eye. He said, a plane, and this plane is getting closer. And then Stephen Biankowski said, the helicopter. No one talks about a helicopter, only me, because I predicted it 1 year before. This book is of 2000. Actually written, it was 50 years ago. This is a German translation. The helicopter was on the southwest side of the South Tower. And he said, I glanced over my shoulder, and there came a United Airlines aircraft right at us. Was there a pilot in it, I asked? Or was it controlled? And there are others who say, well, NYPD. The second plane came in so tight at the NYPD helicopter. This is an NYPD helicopter that I showed 1 year before. And I tell you something, if you want to really be saved, don't listen to those insulters of God. Go to divine message from true God. Nirvana, tell you. To the few who may still be here. I know I'm boring you, so what? Yeah? So what? I just fulfill my duty. I make no money with it. I don't sell any books. I don't get money from my books. I'm not permitted. It was dictated to me. Here I give you the original. You get a good look at it. Am I still on? Am I still there? I don't think so. They erased me. So what? I did my duty. Here, click there. There you go. Soon everything will crash. There will be a big bang. Don't say that I didn't warn you. Don't say. So, and now my emails. My God, leave me alone with emails. Because you see, I did on the German. I answer you now here from give you a link to the German thing. Well, now listen. The Berghoff Foundation asked me. They say the US government was involved in these attacks. They let it happen. Let it happen. LYHOP. Let it happen on purpose. That's why they say Trump said there was no attack. No. They say that this was done in order to present the Iraq troops as more even enemy than before, and to legitimate the attacks in Afghanistan. But you failed in Afghanistan, you fools. You failed in Germany and in Russia too. You always come when others are weak. But why the Germans, the Russians, and the Americans, they failed in Afghanistan. Two little people who cut like a Vietnamese below the earth and in the mountains, hide in the mountains. They won. I'm not saying Afghanistan is the best, but they won. And you with all, what did Trump do with all the equipment, the military equipment? They left it there. or the one who was in charge there. They left it there and left Afghanistan. You should be ashamed. You should be very much ashamed. That's what I tell you. That's what I tell you. So now they say the US government was involved with AI or KI. They say Milhub, make it happen on purpose. And the motivation was to justify the march of the US troops in Iraq and in Afghanistan. And in Iraq, I know the girl who said they take babies from incubators. She was the daughter of a politician in Brentwood. And later she said, well, they told me to say so. Sure. Her karma will also be bad. Now, they say there's a deal on the money deal. They have the parts they sold to a US airline. They made it richer. And behind these attacks is, amongst others, the Israeli Mossad or the Jewish banker family Rothschild. Hey, you want to have a story of Rothschild? When Napoleon was in war with the French. No, with the British. The British, yeah. Rothschild was there. And he wanted to know, will Napoleon win or not? And he sent a guy over to the battlefield. And the guy said, Napoleon is losing. And you know what Rothschild did? He went to, excuse me, I feel nervous. Hey, that's how clever he was. Oh, I cannot. He went to the stock exchange. And he said Napoleon wins. And no, he said Napoleon is lost, but Rothschild went to the stock exchange. He said nothing. He just bought pounds. Pounds and pounds and pounds. He bought pounds and pounds and pounds. And what did the people think? They say, oh, Napoleon knows. Rothschild knows. Napoleon is winning because Rothschild buys pounds. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. So, did you understand? Did you understand the genius of Rothschild? He bought pounds on the stock exchange. And they thought, Rothschild knows. Rothschild knows. Napoleon won. And he bought pounds. And he bought pounds. And then, when they found out Napoleon loses, he sold all his pounds. And he made billions. Rothschild knows. That's what it was called. Rothschild knows. That's how you make money. Listen to my song, The High. Now, what is your conclusion? Was it an inside job? Was it an inside job? They say there were no planes. No planes. The building of the World Trade Center was the controlled explosion. The media were faked. That's what they say. You decide. What was it? And nobody can take that the responsibility from you. The time has come now that you, if I've sold 66 Book of Light. You know what that is? It's a book of 20 kilo, 40 pounds, thousands of pages. Some of it is revealed here in my German books. Some I was not permitted to. Okay, dear friends, if you have an idea who could have done it, you tell me now. I'm listening. I'm listening. Who was it? It's like with O.J. Simpson, you know. I was on court with him, in court, as a witness. My God, that was scary. That's right, Frieden allen Wesen. He made a big business with it. Big business. That's right, Step Smooth. That too. It became more, and he rebuilt it. That's where he made up most of the money. First you break it down, and then you come and say, may I rebuild it? Like Cheney with a full bush. What can we do? You want to fight these people? These Satanists whose foolish slaves are people like Bush and so forth? They will outlive their karma. Oh, yeah. Hey, Step Smooth, 1 billion more or less, who cares? You're right. That's the point. What should be the responsibility? At least we should know it. If you want to know it, then we should ask ourselves, do we want to return to this insane world ruled by pedophiles? Should we return? I say no. I say no. Or you can say yes. Hey, the Book of Light gives you the possibility to return as good as possible, although surrounded by misery. Although surrounded by misery. That's the point. That's the point. Are we responsible for the misery in this world? I say no. Are you responsible when you are in the water that is wet? No. Well, you can get out of the water. You cannot change the water. Step Smooth says, if you agree, if you accept it, you agree. I don't want to change the world. Step smooth. And if you want to change anything, then you reincarnate and you have the knowledge of the Book of Light and you spread the knowledge of karma and reincarnation so that those who do evil are aware of the repercussion of the ricochet. Okay, that's why I wrote the Book of Light for children. Listen, you have a responsibility? Well, then start with your children. Wait a moment. Here. So, then do the first step. And do the first step. Wait a minute. For the Americans, I'll find the link. So there you go. But there's a big link. I don't want to give you such a big link here for Book of Light for Children. You can get it on Amazon, but it's such a huge link. So that you don't say we leave our children alone. Or you can also Google it, of course, but excuse me. Man, oh man, oh man. Here we have some. Ay. It's such a huge link, it's not good. That link is better. Our children will urinate on our graves because of the state depth of the depth that we left them. Let's tell you that. So, yes, we have a responsibility. If you want to say that we are responsible for our children, get the book and tell them their responsibility. Because right now in Germany, we are about 5. When I say billion now, it's actually, according to American reading different, but 5 billion euro debt. Our children will urinate on your graves, our grandchildren, for that amount of money that the government comes to them and then give us the money. Why me? Why me? Well, you owe it. You owe it. Und Frieden all Anwesenheit right to be silent is not ignorance. We have the Book of Light. So don't be ignorant. We have everything. There's everything there. Use it. What am I doing here? I don't get money for it. We're not silent. Am I silent? I'm not silent. I'm not silent. I tell you where you can reach through silence nirvana. And by doing that, you help people more than 1,000 helpers. And that's the point. Doesn't matter, Krista. They come. Go to my English videos. They have many. Well, I'll show you one. The English speakers. Krista, do you only believe in something because many people follow it? Are you part of the herd? Don't you have your own opinion? Do you need something where the influencers go, where the crowd goes? Then go there. Good luck. Here, I'll show you something. I'll show you something. You think something is only good because many people see it? 5 million, 10 million? The masses are stupid. They were born stupid, they will die stupid. That's the point. Here. It's just some examples. This is just the book of English. English. On many channels. This is just one example. Many channels. The step smooth factor, if you talk to people to detach, I think it's dangerous. Why? We offer the possibility to study the book of light and then to detach from the world or to reincarnate. Do you have a book of light, Step Smooth? Do you have ein Buch des Lichts? We don't belong in this world. We belong where we came from. We have to make a rethinking of back to the source. See what we did with the world. We need divine message from the true God. That's what we need. No, Step Smooth said this is only for people who are emotionally far evolved. So what? Then so be it. It's not, the Book of Light is not for many, although I sold thousands of books. I just pass on this knowledge. If it is for you, it's good. If not, don't. Nothing to do with it. And I tell you, the Book of Light teaches you the consequences. Step Smooth, read it. If it's not for you, let it go. It explains to you where you come from and where you are. You want to remain? It's good. Then do the right actions. Build the right karma. And then you can come back. But if you don't want to come back, you have nirvana, the highest. It's not for you, then it's not for you. The Book of Light is the end of suffering. Or you return into a world, transient world, beginning with living and ending with death. That's it, Frieden Almet. And I asked Step Smooth. Step Smooth, tell me, Are you a Christian? Are you a Muslim? Or what are you? What is your religion? Tell me. Step smooth. I want to see. Maybe you can help me. Maybe you can help me. What is your religion? If you have any. Christ. Wonderful. Wait a moment. She's a Christian. Well, here we have the true meaning of the Bible. Here we have the true meaning of the Bible. In German, though. So then, Denkulano David molecule. So now step smooth. Is God all-knowing? Yes or no? Is God all-knowing? Yes or no? Frieden allen Wesen, all the teaching is in the big book, but the essential is in the translations. So I'm waiting for the answer of our beloved Step Smooth. Is God all-knowing? Yes or no? Yes or no? Step Smooth, I don't care what you interpret. Is God all-knowing? Yes or no? We are here on English territory now. Yes. I know David molecule. But Step Smooth. Is God all-knowing? Yes or no? You say you are Christian. You pray to your God. That was not the question, Step Smooth. I asked you if God is all-knowing. You say you are a Christian. Oh, maybe I asked the wrong questions. Step Smooth. Is God all-knowing? Your God. Yes or no? Or like the Germans say, ja oder nein. She evades the answer. Okay. She evades the answer. Okay, good. No problem. So I just wanted to say today we have to make up your own mind. Yeah, I'm a David molecule. Yeah, Frieden allen Wesen. We have sold now. I have sold 4 more books, 3,000 euro per book by Demnitz in Hamburg, and here by Thiemeyer. Step Smooth. Don't you understand English? I ask you, is God all-knowing? Weiß Gott alles? Ist vollkommen? Is he perfect? Is your God all-knowing? Why do you constantly answer? Because we have a Christian here. Sure. Merz, we know what Merz is. No? He's a lobbyist. He has no clue what a bank is. He just opened the doors for the parties to put in the money so that they do what the bank wants. That's all. Yeah, Frieden allen Wesen, that's right, but the step doesn't answer. Now comes Mark Lüger. Say revoco, but you don't argue really with that. Just to repeat the nonsense that won't help you. Step Smooth, but I answered to you. Tell me if God is all-knowing. I'm not your Opa, but answer. Or as the Germans say, is God vollkommen, allwissend? Yes or no? You're right. He's an animal killer, that Revoco. See, he just attacks without arguing. So Step Smooth says God is all-knowing. Then God must have known how this world would be. Then he is responsible. We never. There's a letter. We never get past the first step. And Step Smooth said they don't know. Is it always the same, Krista? You are right. I asked them, is God all-knowing? And they don't dare to answer. And when they say yes, I said, if he's all-knowing, why did he create this insane world? And then they say this is free will. Well, if it's free will, God must have known before they were created how they would choose. So then, and Mark Lüger again thinks this is a partner page where he can follow his erotic desires, but this is more. Step Smooth here, but you don't answer. She says, it's your decision how you treat people. Yes, I treat you and ask you, is God all-knowing? Yes or no? And I could ask hours and hours. When I meet Muslims and Christians and Jews and Jehovah's Witness, there were Jehovah's Witnesses at my door. And I said to them, what do you want? They said, well, Jesus. I said, do you go from door to door? Yes. Well, in the Bible, it says don't go from door to door. Where? I said, here, Lucas so-and-so. Ah! They said, the devil gave you that. Come, Maria. And they left. No, Mark Lüger, what you think about love is something which I will not mention here because then I would be blocked. Right. So, dear friends, the time has come. Thank you for your attention. We live in an insane world ruled by insane people. And we can decide if we want to return to this world, we should be protected. The best protection is the Book of Light. If not, we have nirvana. That's right, Frieden. If all the homeless would know, that's what Frieden said, how near they are to nirvana, but 99% are just there to beg. Oh, give me something. A monk in India begs too, but he doesn't even ask. He's a true Buddhist, not this Dalai Lama nonsense. He just makes this. And they give him because it's good karma for them. And he eats and he goes and meditates. We cannot want that from somebody in this world, this is clear, but we can slowly reduce our desires to return to the source. Yeah, we have bills to pay, sure, no problem. But we can be more and more detached to things that interested us before, because they just keep us attached to this world and bring us a new painful incarnation. And the Christian and Muslims that I ask, they don't even dare to answer. Thank you, Leonard David Mike. They don't even dare to answer. I say, did your God create Hitler? No. I said, what? He created everything. Did your God create George Bush, the greatest fool on earth, who is president, who was president? Did your God create Donald Trump? I like Donald Trump. He's a nut, but whatever. That's it. You're welcome, Tektina. Yeah, Step Smooth. They say, oh, you know that there are abusers of children and that it should be like that? Well, what is your God doing? Why doesn't your God help the children in the Vatican and who are abused by priests? Why does your God not help the 15,000 children who die each day on earth? While you are very well, I think. Where's your God? Where is your God? I don't see him. Oh, he said, Sepsum said, don't blame it on God. Why not? He created everything. Sure, there is God, Step Smooth. If you would start to study the Book of Light, you would know that there is God. You would know that there is God. But explain me your God. Why does your God allow all this misery in the world while you seem to be well developed? Why does your God, why is he good to you and not to the 15,000 children who die each day? That's what I ask you. Give me a logic answer. And don't insult God, please. Don't insult God by believing in a perfect God. How can a perfect God create imperfect world? This is an insult. Thank God your God does not exist. Thank God. Glory to the Book of Light. Yes, Step Smooth, it's our responsibility. You're right. It's only our responsibility, not also, only. You are God. You're a God in the making. There's no other God. That's the point. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Step Smooth, you're absolutely right. I agree with you. No, it's correct. Glory to the Book of Light. Sure. Yeah, Step Smooth said, okay, then let us begin there. Yeah. So then explain to me why your perfect God created this imperfect world. That's what I'm talking. Help me there. Maybe, hey, maybe I'm on your side. Then let's go there. And as I say, don't continue insulting your God. Mark Luger just says something. Mark Luger, if God is the Father, the Son, and Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit, Jesus Christ, why then is this an insane world? Sure I do, said Smooth. Because the Bible does not even exist. There are 10,000 versions. Time has come to unite, to explain the true meaning of the Bible. And this is done not only by books, it is done by simple questions. If you believe in a perfect God, then why is the world not perfect? Yes, you have a foundation of a serious discussion. Did you know, Step Smooth, that there was a Jesus seminar time ago, where 100 Bible scholars and theologians said 80% of whatever Jesus said in the Bible, he never said. It was put in later. This is serious. Click on Jesus Seminar, Google, then you will find it. You don't believe in a God? Okay. That would be quite perverted. I mean, this is like when I take a child and take his hand and put it on the hot stove to show him that that he shouldn't touch it. Mark Lüger always comes with his words. He is not able to explain why a perfect God created this imperfect world. So, dear friends, but I dare to say, I love you all. Glory to the book of light. Glory, glory, glory. Glory, glory.